allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Accipiter. Here. Mr. Yutzi.
Present.
Dr. Fike. Absent. Mr. Frund.
Here.
Mrs. Geyer. Here. Mr. Grabiak.
Present.
Mrs. O'Rear. Mr. Olson.
Here.
Mr. Shipley.
Here.
Mrs. O'Rear is on her way. She'll be joining us shortly. Citizens' comments, agenda items only. First, we have Janice Strom.
Okay, first I'd like to thank the school board, the district school board, for the opportunity to express my utmost disgust over the actions of a member of the school board. The comments regarding my daughter, a school board member, and my minor grandchild were completely uncalled for and an invasion of her privacy. As a member of the school board, you all took a note to have foremost the needs of all students to a quality education, to allow them to grow into productive pillars of our community, and to provide a safe environment for a positive educational experience. What type of example is it setting by acting like this, and how this is providing a quality educational experience to our children and our community? A minor child should not ever be called out during a public meeting, and any private information should never be discussed in an open televised meeting. As a grandparent and aunt to members of your student body, excuse me, I hope and pray the embarrassment that this has created by this member of the school board is handled in the proper manner. This person should never be allowed to be in charge of any decisions regarding the school system, including students and school personnel. In closing, I hope that no other student ever feels the wrath of this member of the school board. My heart breaks for my daughter and my granddaughter, and I hope my words don't go unheard. Thank you.
Thank you. Scott Olson.
Scott Olson, Hockey Road, Tars, PA. First, let it be said that the comment made during the citizens' comment was out of bounds. No direct addressing of school board members is to take place during these citizen comments. I personally was not aware of the school board members' situation prior to being revealed to the public during this last board meeting and through multiple social media posts made after the last board meeting. Social media should not be used to make comments about school board members or otherwise. It's unfair to blame someone for something that's already been aired on social media. I've been a president on almost all the meetings for the last 3 years, and there have been constant interruptions of board members while speaking. On many occasions, when a board member is addressing a question to the superintendent or the finance person, another board member interrupts to answer the question that was asked. The person that question was posed to should have the opportunity to answer the question. This is unacceptable and not common courtesy. I also feel that there's been an animosity between two board members involved that's affected the civil operations of this board meeting. This is causing the meeting to look like a playground altercation. Whatever decision and actions result from tonight's meeting, I believe going forward, the board president needs to take control of the meetings and allow common courtesy to take place between all members when they're speaking. Each board member should be allowed to state their business, ask their questions without being interrupted or talked over.
Kathy Brown.
Hi, I'm Kathy Brown. I'm a resident of East Huntington Township, a once proud graduate of Southmoreland, a sister-in-law of a teacher here, and most importantly, a great aunt of 2 current students. I rise today to speak directly to Dr. Fike, and I'm very disappointed to see that she is not here. I'm asking that she do the right thing for our district, our community, and our students, and tender her resignation from this board. As the daughter of a former school board director who served with distinction as the vice president of this board when it undertook the daunting task of having a new high school built, I witnessed firsthand what it meant to prioritize the students over all else, to address important issues. My dad's name is on the plaque that hangs outside of our high school auditorium. The recognition of his dedication to the district has been a source of great pride for me and my family, and he would be aghast at the functioning of this board. I learned from him that the duties of a school board director are to build up the community, to provide a safe, supportive, conducive environment for students to learn and grow and develop their talents, to ensure that there are qualified, caring professionals providing instruction, and to equip the buildings with everything that they need to provide an exceptional educational experience. When Dr. Fike took the oath, she was sworn into the position. It required her to affirm that she would discharge the duties of the office with fidelity. She has failed to do so time and time again. That oath, in essence, requires her to do no harm to the district, and most especially no harm to our students. Her most recent behavior is a direct violation of that oath. She jeopardized the well-being of one of our students because she prioritized political expediency, campaign rhetoric, and a gotcha strategy against her fellow board member above the health and safety of the one to whom she was sworn to protect. Dr. Fike is to be building our students up, not tearing them down. She's to be providing answers and remedies for their problems, not creating new and worse ones for them to contend with. She and her behavior should not be the subject of conversations of students at lunch or in hallways or with their teachers. Her service on this board has failed when she became the distraction to learning. Her behavior is dangerous, and it's an embarrassment to this district. I still have friends and family who, upon hearing something about our school district, without fail comment, "You mean the notorious district where you have the unknown comics sitting on your board with a bag on our head?" They think we're a joke because of her antics during the pandemic and the news that it generated. And now her, as a former school psychologist, weaponized a student's information to use as ammunition against a candidate for office. It's disgraceful and it's simply wrong. Add to that her disruptive, rude, disrespectful actions during board meetings, her feigning ignorance as to Robert's Rules of Order or parliamentary procedure after sitting on the board for as long as she has, and acting like she doesn't know how to properly discuss something or get something on the agenda. It's inexcusable and humiliating for this district and for her. Because if she really doesn't know after all this time, then it's a shame on her and her supporters. Dr. Fike's behavior is getting in her own way and in the way of whatever positive her and her supporters may have hoped that she would contribute to this district. It's bringing unwanted, degrading attention to the school district that I love, and it is without a doubt putting our students at risk. I implore her to please do the right thing and resign.
Thank you. Cole Yotzi.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Cole Yotzi, and I graduated from Southmoreland High School last year. I am here tonight because I am deeply concerned about a comment made at the most recent board meeting regarding a current student's mental health. Mental health is a sensitive and serious issue, especially for young people. Using a student's struggles as a political tool in a board meeting is not only unprofessional, but harmful. When personal challenges are turned into public attacks, it sends a message to students that their struggles might be weaponized against them, and that is unacceptable in a place that should be centered on safety, learning, and support. Students of this district should feel confident that the people in charge of their education should care about them, their safety, and their privacy. Allow me to remind each and every member of the board that these principles should be your first priority as the people who campaign to be in these positions because they care about the students that go to this school. Weaponizing a student's private issues in this manner is completely a mockery of every value that this institution stands for. You are not only representing yourselves when you sit in these meetings, but the students of the school, the community that put you in your positions, and the school itself as an entity. This is not about elections. This is about the value, or about the example being set for the students who are watching closely. If they see adults dismissing mental health for the sake of scoring points, we risk discouraging them for reaching out for help when they need it most. I urge this board to reaffirm its commitment to student privacy, to mental health awareness, and to treating all members of our school community with dignity and respect. We owe that to our students, our families, and the reputation of the district. I have seen firsthand how members of this board have touched many students' lives in good ways as well. I would like to say thank you to one member of this board who did not let the actions of another slide, one member of this board who does care about the children of this district, and one member who would do anything to ensure the safety, dignity, and the other values that I have stated of the people that she represents. And that member's name is Stephanie Geyer. On behalf of the Southmoreland community, I thank you for everything you've done for our school. Thank you.
Thank you. Melissa Moore.
Hello, I'm Melissa Moore. First off, I want to say the only one that I truly feel sorry for is the student that was talked about. I feel like both sides of it didn't handle the situation correctly, so I don't condone any actions. But what I'm coming up here to speak about is the meeting and how you want to quit recording it. It wasn't the public that caused an issue. It was the board. It's not fair to punish us for the blurred lines, gray areas that everybody sitting up there has allowed to occur. We have board members wearing their school director hat and then coming and wearing citizen's hat. Then we have school board members wearing the hat and then wearing their parent hat. When you're elected, you have to take the personal out. You have to act in a way that's best for the community, and I don't think that either party handled the situation correctly, and in the end, it's the public that's being punished, per se. I think that this has been a long time coming. I've spoke in committee meetings where fights needed stopped. It's lack of respect. Everybody, like I've told you before, everybody is entitled to their opinion. You just have to respect it as you are entitled to yours. So the bickering and fighting has occurred for months, and it finally came to a head, and it's unfortunate. And it came to a head on live TV. Now the school took it down and redacted it to protect the student, but then we have board members that blasted it on Facebook, and I believe that some people sitting up there said Facebook is the devil. So if you're gonna punish one, you need to punish all parties involved. And like I said, I'm not defending anybody because I'm appalled by everybody's actions, but it has to be fair across the board. And I think that's what all the rules say. So I think, like I said, this has been a long time coming, and it's unfortunate that this happened, but we have to be fair to everybody, and everybody should be held accountable for their actions, because in the end of the day, the only one that you can be accountable for is yourself. The actions of yourself is it. If somebody else does something, you can't be accountable for it. So basically, I want to say I don't think it's fair if you take the live streaming off because the public didn't do it, you did it to yourselves.
Megan Macbeth.
Hello, everyone. My name is Megan Macbeth. My son is currently enrolled in Southmoreland School District. I prepared these words.
Can't hear you.
I prepared these words thinking that Dr. Fike would be here, but she's not. So I volunteered to speak today to express my disgust over what transpired at the last school board meeting and to call upon Catherine Fike to resign from her position on this board. As a taxpayer living in the district, I expect every member of this board to have the best interest of our students and staff in mind. That is clearly not the case for Catherine Fike. I have witnessed her throw tantrums, expose the students' protected health information, and then twist that information into political ammunition. And finally, who could forget the paper bag on her head during a school board meeting over mask mandates? Catherine Fike's behavior belongs on the kindergarten playground, not on a school board. Catherine Fike, your actions are despicable. Our children, the students of Southmoreland School District, are not your political pawns. I urge you to resign from your position so that a qualified individual with the best interests of our students and staff can come in and do the job you clearly refuse to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Christine Emanuelson.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? Okay, I think I'm good. I am speaking tonight as a parent with a student in a school district. I am appalled by the behavior of Catherine Fike and her careless use of protected health information. Sorry. Ooh, that was loud. Okay. Let's see. As a school board director, her priority should be to protect the students within our district, and in the events that transpired last week, she did the exact opposite. I personally know the student identified last week, and she's a very strong individual. But no student should have to be strong to defend herself and her personal health status in public. Personnel in a healthcare setting are consistently trained to protect health information of patients. Our school district failed to protect our own students in such a manner. Catherine Fike should no longer be allowed to represent the parents and students of our school district, and I demand her immediate resignation.
Jason Ware.
Good evening. Jason Ware, George Street, Scotto. I have a child in Southmoreland High School. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak with you guys tonight. It's hard to really follow up with a lot of these comments because a lot of the points they made I was going to make. But I want to bring to your attention that Southmoreland is a dying district. We used to have families want to stay here and raise their kids. Well, we have school board members who, share personal health information and act the way they do. That does not make people want to move into this town. In fact, if it was up to me, I'd move out of the Southmoreland district after this. We've been dealing with this ever since the time of COVID, with the bag incident, and it's just continued. It's been nonstop disruptions. You guys can't complete anything in meetings without, completely being interrupted all the time. As a person who claims to be a school psychiatrist or a psychologist, there's ethical rules that she has to follow. And one of those rules is not to share the information of other people. That is ingrained into everybody that's involved in counseling, education, social work. The very first week you go to class, there are a code of ethics to follow. She violated that code of ethics. She needs to be removed from office, and she needs to take this opportunity to resign. It's a shame that she can't stand here, come tonight, to see what her critics have to say and take the feedback from other people and grow from it. It just really shows what type of member of the school board she actually is. Thank you.
Andrea Lint.
Hello, thank you for having me. My name's Andy Lint. I'm a parent of a Southmoreland student, and I'd like to start by plainly stating that Southmoreland has a bullying problem. We see it in our elementary schools, our middle schools, and our high school. We hear it in the stories our children come home with, and we feel it in the pain and fear that too many students quietly carry each day. But perhaps most disturbingly, we see the same behavior reflected here within the very leadership entrusted to protect those students. Tonight, I speak not just as a concerned parent, but as someone who believes deeply in the values of accountability, integrity, and the responsibility we all bear to set a higher standard. So I must speak plainly when I say we have a bully among us. Her name is Catherine Fike. Ms. Fike's behavior has been not only unbecoming of a school board member, it has been damaging. She has demonstrated conduct that mirrors the very bullying that we claim to be fighting in our schools. And she's done so from a position of power, a position that demands humility, compassion, and service to others. She has failed to apologize. She has failed to step down. And in doing so, she's shown us exactly of what kind of leader she is, or more accurately, what kind of leader she is not. Let me be absolutely clear. She is not an advocate for students. She is not a role model for children. And she is not someone who belongs in a position of authority over our public schools. What message are we sending to our students, especially those who are being bullied, when we allow someone in a position of trust to behave this way without consequence? If we tolerate bullying from the top, we normalize it throughout the system. I support this board in their call for immediate resignation of Catherine Fike. But I also call on this board and this community to take a stand, reinforcing our commitment to create safe, respectful, and supportive environments in every classroom, hallway, boardroom in this district. We must address the roots of bullying with empathy, but we must also act decisively when individuals, especially adults, engage in behavior that harms others. True leadership means knowing when you are no longer fit to serve. Catherine Fike, if you are listening, for the good of our students, for the health of this community, and for the integrity of this board, I respectfully and firmly ask that you resign. Thank you.
Candace Raymond.
Good evening, board. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you this evening. I am a parent of 2 students in the district, and I had the honor of serving on this board a few short years ago. During my time on the board, one of my greatest concerns was how my position on the board would negatively affect my children in the district. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that threat would come from a fellow board member. It is reprehensible to me to think that a fellow board member would attack a sitting board member for the attempt of making some sort of political gain by using that person's child, a student in our district, as a political pawn. Our concern for our students must take priority over all else at all times. A pre-planned, calculated, politically motivated attack on a fellow board member by Dr. Fike to try and gain whatever political points she thought she could gain is disgusting and should not and cannot be tolerated. As a parent of this district, or as any parent, do we now feel safe with our child's confidential information being in the hands of people who won't protect it, who will blast it on to a public meeting if they feel like they can gain some sort of advantage with it? I don't, and I don't think any other parent does at this point either. Currently, national politics, media, social media, they all want us to believe that we are all enemies. That is not the case. This is a small community. We all see each other at events, at the fall festival, at the Friday night football game. We are all here because we care about the success of our children and the success that then turns into a successful community. We cannot let that national agenda turn us into enemies of each other. We have to be here for the betterment of our children. Dr. Fike has failed in her duties for years. She won't even use things such as email, so you can't even contact her if you'd like to discuss an issue with her. She has neglected her duties as a school board member for years. This is just the final straw and something that I never, ever thought that I would see happening. She's an embarrassment to our district. When you try to Google anything about our district or about our school board, the things that you immediately find are the pictures of her with the bag on her head at a school board meeting. That's what we're known for, and we need to do better. She has often sat here and claimed that she's the only person who cares about our students. That clearly is not the case. But if it were accurate, if she really cared about our students and our community, she would do the right thing and resign her position. Thank you very much.
Bud Santmeyer.
Hello, I'm Bud Santmeyer, Scottsdale. I come here as a citizen. I rise against items 1 and 2, the live streaming and the posting of recordings of school board meetings. I believe that would be an extension of the Sunshine Act. So I'm against those 2 items. For the remainder of the meeting, I regret everything that's been happening. I think it could have been stopped early on. We have seen over the course of time the mere eccentricities of a certain board member evolve into abusive behavior, and I urge the student whose information was released last meeting, the personal, private, and privileged information, I urge that student and the family to pursue all civil, state, and federal legal remedies to that. And I stand in favor of all of the other remaining items on tonight's agenda. Thank you.
Larry Ansell.
Good evening. My name is Larry Ansell. I live at 161 Lake Forest Boulevard. I'm a lifelong resident. My children are students here, and I am employed by the district as a high school teacher in the tech ed department. I must clarify that I am speaking to you tonight as a taxpayer and most importantly as a parent. My comments are my own. I would like to address the resolution on the agenda tonight for eliminating the posting of school board meetings to the internet. It is my opinion that meetings should continue to be posted as they offer a layer of transparency to the workings of our elected officials. Not all of us are able to attend meetings on a regular basis, especially those of us with children. As a member of this community, the posted videos offer us the chance to check in on our elected officials to ensure that they are upholding their end of the bargain. I implore the board to amend the resolutions so that meetings are still recorded and posted online the next day. This would ensure that confidential information from executive sessions and minors being used for political gain has the opportunity to be removed via the mute button for the viewing record, but still give the public the transparency to view the workings of our officials. After all, we don't want to go backwards and put a bag on our heads, preventing the public from seeing how we conduct business. As deplorable as the actions of Catherine Fike were, we should not be overreactionary with policy changes. The very videos that you are proposing to discontinue posting are the reason why we all showed up here tonight. They give the public a check when situations like this occur. In conclusion, I ask again to amend the resolution and continue posting the videos, albeit with the opportunity to mute content like the premeditated attack conducted by Catherine Fike. Thank you for your time.
Jan Kiefer.
Good evening. I'd like to alert everyone in the audience, including the minors, that Southmoreland has designated me as a danger to children because of the things that I say from this podium, and I would encourage the president to ask all the children in the room at this time to leave for the remainders of my comments. Of course, they have the constitutional right to be here, but I think if you want to have any pretense of consistency, you need to take this preventative action right now. Am I making myself clear, Mr.?
Yeah, they're free to leave anytime they feel necessary that they should leave.
We can't exclude people from.
I know the constitutional right. I'm telling you, you know what could happen here. You know you have your designation of me.
Mr. Kiefer, are you threatening us? I don't understand.
No. All right, I missed 3 questions there. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you didn't shield them from my words, and
I mean, we would ask that you not use profanity. There's a board policy that specifically
you didn't shield
says.
them from my words, but I feel that you are shielding yourselves with this motion to stop broadcasting the meetings. I agree with the immediate preceding speaker who said that there's simply to block out the verbal content of a speaker and post it the next day would be suffice. But you stifled the ability of the people to speak by going into the one meeting format. You've taken 50% of the comment periods away. You've taken 40% of the time away. Darkening the YouTube will bring us from 5 people in the room to seeing or from 500 people who watch it online to the 5 people that typically show up for a meeting. You can't legally stop our speech, and I think you would like to, but you can stop our reach. And that is what you propose. It's draconian, and you are going to wipe out the history of all these school boards, and when we go back to what happened at COVID, it'll be your word against other people's words, and who was right on COVID. So in conclusion, then, it's really not the children that you're protecting. You're protecting yourselves from the eyes of an informed public.
Michelle Williams.
Good evening. On September 14th, the body of a Franklin Regional student was found on the school grounds. 2 days later, a member of this school board made a decision to have a gotcha moment at the podium at the expense of our student. How can she say that she is the only one that cares about students? I remind you, this is not the first time she has weaponized a board member's child, nor is it the second. She has taken time to come to the podium to call the boards Nazis or communist numerous times, wasting taxpayer monies on filing her right to knows, then coming to the podium and discussing things she should not be discussing. It's these items, they are personnel matters or they are protected information. It's unethical, and it's going to cost our district a ton of money at some point when there is a lawsuit. To the new members of this board, Maybe you didn't watch meetings prior to running. I can assure you she has always had one board member that is her target. It's normally the president. I'm assuming she could not get a rise out of Mr. Friend, so it became someone else. To the public, this abuse goes on in executive sessions. She is rude, she is condescending. So when you see board members frustrated with her right out of the gate, she is not the victim. Our children are the victims. Her sole purpose on this board is to destroy our district. As a personal vendetta for the district eliminating her position as a school psychiatrist years ago, psychologist. She is a bully. I can see why they eliminated her position. I do support eliminating the video and the live streaming. It will stop the gotcha moments. You cannot control what she says. When she comes down here, the words are already out of her mouth before you can stop it. Mr. Lucas has tried to stop it. He's tried to control it. There is no controlling her. So at the expense of our children who were at home watching this video, and then it was all over the school the following day, I believe the videos should stop. And you might be eliminating 5 people in this room. Maybe more people will come to the meetings. Look at it tonight. Thank you.
We have a letter that the superintendent will read from students at Southmoreland High School.
Thank you, Mr. Friend. On September 16, 2025, as school board representatives, we witnessed one person on our school board being wildly inappropriate in her behavior and going so far as to call out a student by name and discuss their personal problems as leverage in a political campaign. She also, in our opinion, showed very harassing behaviors to other members of the school board. While it is an honor and a privilege to attend these meetings, and we feel delighted to have the opportunity to experience firsthand how the community and school we live in works, this meeting in particular showed fallacies in order. After the meeting, we did have multiple adults approach us and not only apologize for the certain member's behavior, but make it extremely clear that this is not how any other member of our school views us students. I strongly believe they were telling the truth and that so many people in this community care about making the students' lives as bright and untroubled as possible. We truly hope that something can change in the future so the love that the faculty and board has for the students and their futures can be shown more apparently, and we can see a sudden decrease in negativity and animosity, making our community the place that it should and can be. Our next section is school board.
Live stream of school board meetings. The board is asked to approve ending the practice of live streaming school board meetings effective immediately.
So do.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Accipiter?
This is to eliminate them?
Yes.
No.
Mr. Yotzi?
No.
Dr. Fike absent. Mr. Freund?
Yes.
Mrs. Geyer?
Yes.
Mr. Grabiak?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Rear?
No.
Mr. Olson?
No.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes. Motion fails.
Posting of recordings of school board meetings. The board is asked to end the practice of posting recordings of school board meetings and remove any prior recordings effective immediately.
So do.
Second.
Discussion.
So this is to censor it? Who determines what they're going to censor?
No, this is just with regard to whether the board will continue to post the meeting recordings on YouTube.
Yeah, I will say, though, this does not eliminate us from any outlandish, inappropriate comments to be able to censor those going forward like we have on last week's. Is that correct?
That's right. I mean, so to that end, and again, I wouldn't encourage doing it regularly, but if there's a recording that you want to put on YouTube, but there's something that, again, violates student privacy or a personnel issue, or which, after consultation, could put the district in some legal liability, you'd have the ability to make those edits before you put it online. But again, I think that if the board decides to continue that, then you should certainly have some guidelines in place so that there isn't any kind of widespread criticism of censoring, except if unless there's some student or personnel issue or at risk.
So I propose that we make an amendment to this. So I obviously voted yes to ending the live streaming because I think that we saw last week why live streaming is dangerous, because you can't take the words back out of someone's mouth after they're said. We all knew where that was going. We just didn't expect it to go as far. So that is why I voted yes to end the live streaming. I do also agree with most of the comments that it is important that the community is able to see what's going on at the meetings, because we're all busy. We all have kids involved in 75 things, and you can't always get here. So I do think that for transparency, it's important. However, I think that the amendment should be that we still can post the videos, but not, that is my thinking. I don't know how we need to word this. Obviously, Mr. Lucas, that's something that you would have to advise on, but I think that it's important that it not be live streamed, because there needs to be some sort of delay, because this isn't the first time where we've had to not only edit out, but in previous meetings we've had to go into executive sessions when things were teetering on being inappropriately discussed that were executive session content or that should not be discussed outside of executive session.
So I'll just say that obviously, with regard to last week's meeting, that particular video file was edited before it was posted online. So if this motion fails, I would anticipate that the board could continue to do that if there's other instances in the future. I don't know how, frankly, you'd handle the live streaming issue. We could certainly work with your tech person to see if there's a way to, I know that, for example, broadcast television has a certain, delay before the broadcast goes out, but I have to be frank with you, I think that that's going to be tough to manage in practical application, just because obviously I think this board and the community agrees that what was said last week was inappropriate, but I think that once you've sort of opened that door, there are going to be instances where people just don't agree on where you stop the live streaming. But it's not to say it can't happen, but we'd have to look at it from a policy perspective and from a technological perspective.
Right, which is where I was thinking that not a live stream necessarily, but it is recorded and preserved for the community, and perhaps it's posted within 24 hours of the meeting. Because it's not like we have the news department at our disposal in the same way that a broadcasting company has. We have, one person sitting back there that's managing to get all of this done in a wonderful manner, but I don't think we should make it, cumbersome on him to have to hurry up and edit or pause or whatever.
Is this something we could kick to the policy committee to really research this, come up with the best path forward so we don't do a knee-jerk reaction, but do set us up for success in the future and come back next board meeting with a recommendation?
Absolutely.
Can I make a motion to table this until the next meeting?
Sure, you're always free to make a motion to table. You'd need a second.
Second.
And then we'd need a roll call on the motion to table.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Yotzi?
Yes.
This is the table, right?
Yes.
To table.
Table it.
Mr. Frund?
No.
Mrs. Geyer?
I think yes, right? We're tabling to discuss at a policy meeting. Okay, yes.
Mr. Grabiak?
No.
Mrs. O'Rear?
No.
Mr. Olson?
Yes.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Mr. Accipiter?
Yes.
5-3.
Motion is tabled.
So just to recap, we are not ending live streaming, and we are not removing recordings, because that was tabled, correct?
Right. So, I mean, as I understand it, and it wasn't part of the motion, but I understand this is going to be essentially sent to the policy committee to come up with some recommendations.
Okay, so my next question is, when is the next policy committee meeting? So I don't know when there's one scheduled.
Our next scheduled one is October 13th.
Okay, so I guess that's timely.
That's before the next meeting, or is that after the next meeting?
It's before the next meeting.
Do we have a policy meeting before the scheduled meeting?
Correct.
We need a
It will be,
motion for
it
that?
will be. It will be before.
It already is. It already is
Already
scheduled.
is?
So I don't understand why we would even table this. It's basically, it's a yes or no question, honestly. The board is asked to end the practice of posting recordings of a school board. Why would we stop posting the recordings of our school board meetings? It's already going to go live. So to me, the first one has already trumped the second B2. I mean, why do we need to take it to, hold on, I'm not finished. Why would we need to take it to a policy meeting to figure out if this is something we should do or not? This is something we should vote on here in front of them and every other taxpayer. Now, you can take something to the table that is like, let's reiterate the policy, but this has nothing to do with it. I mean, this is a yes or no question, to take them down or to not take them down.
And the motion's been tabled.
So I think that the problem is, that I see, is that they're really, being two separate things, it kind of, they are hand in hand in a way. Like you can't
Yeah, I agree.
vote for one and yes and vote no for another, or no for one and yes for another, because they kind of are intertwined so much that I think that it sort of has to be a broader discussion of how do we want to handle this? Because I think we all agree that we don't want there to not be transparency, because that's not what we're trying to achieve here. What we're trying to achieve is protecting student privacy, protecting our personnel, protecting, important information that should only be discussed in executive session without sacrificing transparency and the public staying informed in the process. So I think that maybe just the way that these motions are sort of working against each other is what's making it a difficult vote right now.
That could be.
Can I say something?
Sure.
We have a policy meeting before the next meeting, correct? The first motion failed, 4-4. Can we bring that back and table that until the next meeting so we can get this straightened out before the next meeting?
Well, so, I mean,
discuss this.
you can always, at the policy committee, make a policy that addresses both of these items.
We need to discuss this as a board as a whole
Okay.
before it's on the agenda. It was put on the agenda and it wasn't discussed as a board as a whole.
But
So
that is the purpose.
this will give us a chance to talk about it before the next meeting, and then it'll be resolved, whether we're going to
If
or
someone
whatever.
wants to make a motion to reconsider the live stream motion, you can do that, and then if it's
I'll make
voted
that
up.
motion.
Okay.
So who has to make the motion to reconsider? Is it someone who voted yes or someone who voted no?
Well, so technically, it's supposed to be under Robert's rules, someone who's in the winning side, but there is no winning side, so anybody can do it.
Okay.
There are no winners.
Okay. So Mr. Accipiter, then are you making a motion to reconsider, number one, the live streaming of the school board meetings right now?
I would like to make a motion so we can put it and discuss it in the committee to change the policy on it.
But again, I think you can do that anytime. You don't need, the board can develop a policy around whatever the board as a whole wants to be your approach to both live streaming and posting and keeping these recordings. So I think that even though the motion, again, it was a 4-4 vote, so it failed because you don't have a majority on either side. The board's free to come up with whatever you think the best and most transparent policy is and put that into your policy. And then when you adopt that policy, that becomes your practice.
So if anybody can make the motion, may I make a motion to reconsider item number one, live stream of school board meetings?
Well, he already made it, so you can
Well,
second it.
I think he was making it to go to committee.
Well, he made a motion to reconsider, so it's
Okay.
the same thing, even if your intent is different than his.
Yeah.
It's the same motion.
Well,
Okay.
after she seconds it, before we vote, then we can vote to table it. So we really don't vote on it again, we just table it then.
Well, that takes a vote too.
Well, I mean, I don't even think it needs to be reconsidered if we're going to send it to committee anyway, because it can come back on next meeting's agenda as the same exact.
Can we talk about this at a committee meeting, decide something, and then
Certainly.
vote on it before our meeting starts so we can?
Yeah, I think
No,
someone,
that has to be in front of
someone
I
right
mean,
now.
it will be,
everybody out
but
there.
after we vote on it, if it passes, then we can live stream from that point on.
True.
I thought you said we would vote in like executive session.
We would talk about it in the committee meeting.
Oh, just in committee.
Ideally, the live stream has become weaponized. So I don't agree with continuing to go live. If there is no way to prevent the comments from being made live on YouTube, then it needs to go away. We've tried, we've had discussions, we've talked about ways that, we can improve, and we've talked to the folks that, are guilty of releasing information and we've been through this many times. We've been fooled now multiple times. So now, when it continues, it's on us. I feel responsible for it, allowing it to continue. So ideally for me, ending the live stream is the best case scenario at this point. However, I am in favor of posting the recordings within 24 hours so the public can view the meeting, but it's not live. We are not setting ourselves up to allow, private information or, these political statements to be made from the podium. We have a safeguard against that. We're still being transparent. We're still sharing with the community. It's just we're being forced to be guarded because of the events that happened in the last meeting. So going live, I think, is not the right way. But posting the meetings for viewing after the meetings have happened is still the right thing to do for transparency.
So if Mr. Accipiter's motion to reconsider is on the floor, I would like to second it to reconsider item number 1.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Now, is no way for a time delay on the live feed?
Well, I think we have to investigate
And
that.
we need to discuss that. That could be a possibility.
So the motion to reconsider passed. And so at this point, that motion is on the floor. If someone wants to table it, they
Okay.
can make the motion to table it.
So I would like to make a motion to amend number 1 to state that the board is asked to approve ending the practice of live streaming school board meetings, but to record the meetings and post them within 24 hours. Thank you.
I need a second.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the amendment? Aye?
Aye.
Can you read the amendment? So what's the amendment?
So the amendment is to end the practice of live streaming, but instead to record the meetings and post them within 24 hours.
Which I think this is where we can have the conversation of how does this logistically look? We're not saying that we're going to post it at 23 hours and 59 minutes. We're saying that within 24 hours it will be posted. So if we can figure out a way with our tech people to make that happen on a 10-minute delay, then that's what we can do. But if it is, posted after the meeting concludes, then that's also okay too. But
Yep.
we have to do it within the constraints of what we have available to us as a district.
And-
We're not, CBS News here, so.
Without sensitive information being released, the meetings will probably post that night. It
Right.
probably will not be a huge turnaround time.
Right.
And that's the part where I still believe, I agree 100%, Ms. Geyer, but I think the policy committee does need to set very strict, this is what's allowed, this is what's not, so we don't go down a slippery slope of us dictating what gets out and what's gets censored.
We talk about policy as if it's not been broken every single meeting, right? So are we, hold on, I'm not done. If we're going to continuously censor one board member, and then we're going to censor not going live, to me, that sounds like we are actually punishing our taxpayers. I understand as far as what was said and what happened, I mean, I think she should be brought up on charges. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that we sit here and talk about someone who has made a mockery of this district her whole entire tenure. But here we are again. So I think we are not looking at who actually puts money into this district, and that's them as taxpayers, us as taxpayers. So I understand it, getting rid of the live feed, but I mean, to me, it sounds like a punishment, not to the right person.
Do we want to say any content that would be protected under FERPA or HIPAA as our guiding posts? Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that the category might just be a little bit broader because you'd want to include
Personnel.
security and safety issues and personnel. But again, I think to Mr. Yutzi's point, there's probably a little bit there that your policy committee would want to work on. But
That could still be developed within the amended motion.
Absolutely.
So that we
For sure.
have something going forward from today where we're saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but we're going to work on that before the next meeting.
I agree. Yep.
All right, so
So you need a vote on the amended motion.
Okay. Is this to?
Can you restate the amended motion?
Yeah, is this to amend the motion or to
amend the
say
motion?
yes to the motion?
Okay, I got,
Amend the motion.
amend the
Okay.
motion for the next meeting only, because we'll have a policy in place after that.
No, because the policy is before, the policy committee meeting is before the next meeting.
I'm saying we'll have one ready to go for the next meeting. So you can delay the next meeting, but then from then on, we'll have a new policy, right?
Yeah, I think if the amended motion states per board policy, right, that covers what you guys want to do now, and then if the policy committee ends up changing that policy, whatever that policy is, changing that verbiage, it would then cover any change that the policy committee comes up with at that point.
Because the policy committee comes up with something, and if it's different, they've got to bring it back to this board for approval anyway.
It's got to be approved by the board anyways under the policy section, so.
But it could be effective, to Mr. Accipiter's point, at the next meeting, because you don't have to go through the multiple readings. You can waive those if you want.
I see the policy committee meeting acting more as a refining tool for this. You know, this is what we see the big picture looking like, and in the committee meeting, we're going to figure out how are we going to decide what is censored out, because obviously we don't want there to just be like, oh, you were mean to me and called me a big jerk, so I want that censored out. That, you know, obviously we don't want that. We want it to be protected information that should not be disclosed. So the policy I see outlining that pursuant to the solicitor's, you know, recommendations that a federal or a state law was broken or the school code was broken. Our employees deserve that, our students deserve that, and we can't make decisions in a policy meeting either to where we are making a decision. We can make a recommendation, but we can't say we're going to come into the next board meeting with a policy that's going to dictate what happens. Yeah.
What if we, and this isn't about talking about necessarily the amendment, but what if we just not put in public comment in our streaming services?
No.
That wouldn't work? Is that against sunshine law?
I mean, you have to offer public comment.
No. I'm saying you offer it, but I'm saying if, like she was talking about, if we don't go with the live stream and it's going to be in the next, you know, it'll come within 24 hours, the recording of this. If there's anything in there, I don't think it should necessarily be censored. Just wipe the whole thing out.
I see that as something that would bring a lot of criticism to the board.
That gets to my point, and that's why we shouldn't get rid of live stream, because it covers up transparency. Oh, I 100%. And I don't know, are you guys good with public commenting right now?
No.
Okay, that's also another policy. So that's my whole point. We are continuously trying to change policies around one person, shut her down. Censoring doesn't work. She doesn't care.
Okay, so where are we at? Are we voting on something?
We're voting on the amendment to the policy. Yes?
Which is to end the live streaming, post the recording within 24 hours, subject to any editing out of HIPAA,
So,
FERPA.
Those two separate items.
Mrs. McTavish will read the amended motion.
Perfect.
For the board to approve ending the practice of live streaming school board meetings effective immediately, but post within 24 hours.
Recording meetings and posting within 24 hours.
I think that should be just for the next meeting, and we'll have a policy, one way or the other. We'll be forced to have something after that.
Nothing changes the policy committee. If they come and we vote next meeting, we could change this.
Yeah, this is just for
needed.
one meeting, so this doesn't drag on.
Yeah, I mean,
We're forced to do something.
We can totally change the policy after the policy committee meeting.
Right.
It can stay the same, or,
But this will
we can
force us
change
to
it.
do something because it's only in effect for one meeting.
Okay, as it's stated by Mrs. McTavish, all those in favor of the amendment? Aye.
Aye.
This is for one meeting, right?
No, we did not amend it that way. It was not amended that way.
Then I'm no.
All those,
Do we want to do a roll call just?
yeah, do roll call vote, please.
Mr. Frund,
Yes.
Mrs. Geyer,
Yes.
Mr. Grabiak,
Yes.
Mrs. O'Rear,
No.
Mr. Olson,
No.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Mr. Accipiter,
No.
Mr. Yotzi.
Yes.
5-3.
Carries?
Motion carried.
Carries, yes,
Okay. So two's tabled. Yes?
correct.
Okay. 3, resolution number 2025-2026-01. The board is asked to add the approval of resolution number 2025-2026-01, calling for the censure of Dr. Catherine Fike for violation of district policy.
So do.
Second.
Discussion.
It's a slippery slope.
Roll call vote, please.
She's a slippery slope.
Mr. Frund again,
Yes.
Mrs. Geyer,
Yes.
Mr. Grabiak,
Absolutely.
Mrs. O'Rear,
100%.
Mr.
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Mr. Accipiter,
No.
Mr. Yotzi.
Yes.
File complaint with the U.S. Department of Education. The board is asked to authorize and direct the filing of a complaint with the Student Privacy Policy Office within the Federal Department of Education regarding the conduct of Dr. Catherine Fike at the board's September 16th, 2025 meeting.
So do.
Second.
Discussion.
Is this something that could have already been done?
Well, I think that the administration would clearly want to make sure that the board authorized the filing of the complaint.
Okay, so this is coming so that so that administration can go forward with it?
Yes.
Okay,
It has board support.
got it.
But nothing stops a private citizen from filing the same
Exactly.
complaint.
Right, okay.
Well, so yes, there's, under FERPA, there's not really a private cause of action, so the way that any kind of complaint, and it could come from a private citizen or it could come from, so I'm sorry, yes, yes.
One more question. I don't know if this quite pertains to this, but is there some sort of ethics board within the Department of Education?
Well, with regard to FERPA, it's this
It
policy.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The policy committee or whatever it was that Mr. Frund read. That's
Is
where-
like an ethics, okay.
They're the body that determines whether or not there's been a violation of the student privacy requirements of FERPA.
Okay. With this complaint, does that bring penalties against the district?
No. I mean, I don't.
I mean, we can't predetermine on what their decision would be, but I
Right.
because my understanding is that, I wouldn't want something like this to hurt the district. I mean, obviously, the district as a whole does not support what happened. But unfortunately, it's within district.
So this may surprise you that I've read a little bit about this.
No way. I love it.
So, I mean, I think that in the event that the school district had violated said child's privacy rights protected under FERPA, and her mother or father filed a complaint against the school district, then I think that federal funding could be affected by this, because it is, a federally protected right that student has privacy. And for those that argued that that right wasn't violated because the student wasn't specifically named, it was done in a roundabout way that the student was identified. So the school district filing this, I think, as a whole against one board member, I would not think that the school district would be punished due to those actions. I mean, I obviously can't say either, but that's just what I've
Kind
thought.
of read up on, okay.
Yes.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Geyer,
Yes.
Mr. Grabiak,
Absolutely, long overdue.
Mrs. O'Rear,
Yes.
Mr. Olson,
Yes.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Mr. Accipiter,
Yes.
Mr. Yotzi.
Yes.
Mike is not here. Mr. Frund.
Yes. Removal of committee member. The board is asked to approve the removal of Dr. Catherine Fike from her assignments to the board's Personnel Policy and Academics Committee effective immediately.
So do.
Second.
Discussion.
Question. This is based on her accepting number 3. If she does not accept it, do you want to still carry through with these? We're asking her to resign, but if she doesn't resign, then we still want to remove these? That's a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that would be a vote, Mr. Olson, I would say yes to.
Pardon?
If that would be something that would be up for vote, I would say yes to personally.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Grabiak,
Yes.
Mrs. O'Rear,
Yes.
Mr. Olson,
Yes.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Mr. Accipiter.
Yes.
Did you say pass?
Yes.
Mr. Yotzi.
Yes.
Dr. Fike is absent. Mr. Frund,
Yes.
Mrs. Geyer.
Yes.
Removal of WIU representative. The board is asked to approve the removal of Dr. Catherine Fike as the district's designated representative to the WIU board effective immediately.
So do.
Second.
Discussion.
I do have a question. Has the WIU, have they made a comment to you or have you spoke with them personally, Dr. Boone, regarding this situation?
I have, yes.
Okay. Did they feel to give any kind of comment to relay?
Did not give any comment to relay, said take our guidance from our solicitor
Okay.
on said vote.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. O'Rear,
Yes.
Mr. Olson,
Pass.
Mr. Shipley,
Yes.
Mr. Accipiter,
Yes.
Mr. Yotzi.
Yes.
Dr. Fike is absent. Mr. Frund,
Yes.
Mrs. Geyer,
Yes.
Mr. Grabiak.
Yes.
Appointment of WIU representative. We have to open the floor to nominations. So the floor is now open to nominations.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Olson.
Second.
Pass. No. No.
Don't you think we ought to check with the IU and find out if we're going to need somebody for sure?
I'm sure they'd like to have somebody.
I mean, the board needs to have an IU representative since you're a member of the IU and you don't have one now. So
I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to elect somebody to, I mean, when will this get reappointed at the December reorganization meeting then? Is that typically when we appoint the WIU representative?
I actually think is it 2 years? Okay. Because I thought that didn't you just do it in July?
I feel like yes.
Is it possible to have maybe a special election when we reorganize? When the new board members come in and there's a reorganization? Not a special meeting, but like a special vote regarding this. Do we have to have somebody for, let's see, that would be October and November?
You know, my recollection was that you just appointed Dr. Fike for a renewal to the IU on
It was
July
recent.
1.
I'm looking to see when that
So I
vote
think that
was.
might be on a fiscal year basis. So
Okay.
presumably, I mean, again, if you've done that on a 2-year basis, I'm not sure that there's anything in the IU's bylaws that require that. I think that might just be your internal practice. But, I mean, frankly, if someone wants to appoint someone until the next municipal election and your reorganization in December, there's nothing that would stop you from doing that.
Yeah, it was you last chose your representative on January 21st, 2025.
It's a 2-year?
5, 26, 27, 27. See, the way it says in our notes, it says 3 years. I'm pretty sure it's a 2-year, as someone who's been at the IU, I'm pretty sure it's a 2-year seat.
Okay. Is anybody willing to be the representative?
Mr. Accipiter, you still have 2 years on your term, right? Do you want to be the,
I got enough going on every week on my plate as it is.
Okay, so do we all. All right,
I mean, when are their meetings? Is it during when I'm at work?
It's,
Oh, it's right now.
it's
Oh.
right now.
I believe it's 4th Tuesday of every month.
At what time?
Roughly the same time as ours in Greensburg.
6:30 in Greensburg.
You know, some of the meetings are like 4 or 5 hours long.
It's my bedtime.
Yeah, I know they have a board retreat once a year, and it typically rolls into that much of a discussion, yeah.
I mean, as long as I can get there in time, I can do it, it's fine.
All right, I'll nominate Stephanie Geyer.
Oh, thanks, Elaine, you're the best.
I'll second that.
Oh, thanks, Nicole.
All right, any more nominations? Nominations are closed. The board is asked to appoint Stephanie Geyer as the district's designated representative to the WIU board, effective immediately. Need a motion?
So moved.
Need a second? Discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Closing exercises.
Citizens' comments.
You know, they don't have to be called upon. They can just come up
Right,
to
they
the
can
mic,
come up.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
I just want to, as the dust settles here, coming into tonight's meeting with Mr. Frun, Mr. Grabiak, and Mr. Shipley that wanted to shut the lights.
Why are you calling out board members?
Not
We
allowed to call
literally
on
just
board
had this special meeting for that. Have a good night.
All right, any other citizens' comments?
Oh, we got one.
I think Melissa. Yeah, really.
So I have a question on subject 1 and 2, because I'm confused what happened. So you made an amendment. As read, it said, the board is asked to approve ending the practice of live streaming school board meetings effective immediately. And it was amended to stopping the live stream, but posting it 24 hours later. Okay, that was approved. Then we get to the second one, where it says the board is asked to end the practice of posting recordings of the school board meetings and remove any prior recordings effective immediately, and that was tabled. Didn't we just combine the two of them together and table another one?
Yes.
Okay. And that's allowed? You have two different agenda items.
All right, so this is not supposed to be Q&A time, but there was a motion made to reconsider the board's first motion, which didn't pass because the vote was 4-4. That motion to reconsider passed, and then item number 1 was brought back for consideration by the board, at which time it was amended to make it a elimination of live streaming with the recording within 24 hours, recording that's posted within 24 hours.
So then the second item, which was tabled, is pretty much null and void because you already covered it in item 1. So it's not tabled because you voted on it.
Well, it's tabled, but yeah, I think to your point, you're right. There's no reason to bring it back for the next meeting because
So then this also leads into, we say that we waste money on special meetings, but I want to point to the fact that we had a discussion for about 20, 25 minutes. So maybe discussion meetings need to be brought back in. So all of that could have been hashed out before we came here because there was a lot of this and that and no one really knew what they were talking about.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second. Oh, wait, should the...
Hold on. And any other public comments? No, thank you. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion
made
to
it.
adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?